Good day, traders. This is Rich with some price action for July 28, 2020. It's currently 3:47 Tuesday. Boring day. SPY is dropping off pretty good here. Got up to about 320, 360. Now we're at 321.45, 55. Pretty much where we opened, just about. Maybe fell off a little bit. You can see the markets are down 166 in the Dow, 108 on the NASDAQ, and about 16.5 on the SPX. One of those days where, I'm doing this video now because I don't plan on taking any more trades, where found the trade. It took me a while to find the trade I really like today, and unfortunately I found one that did the opposite. So interesting day. We'll go over those two trades right now. And the first one was the KODK. Good old KODK. Eastman Kodak. Yeah, long story short, 258 million in volume. I bet they haven't had that kind of volume in like 3 decades. But price action here. Took the break of these are 5-minute candles. Took the break of the opening price on this candle, and I never looked back on this particular trade. I was scaling all the way out, and I brought in $215 on that trade. I went with 400 shares. It did get all the way up to 1180. I think my best sell was like 11. It was like 1120. I missed the next run up to 1180. But I was like scaling out at 25. I got to the point where I was scaling out at 25 shares at a time. But it was just nice to catch a piece of the higher move before it fell off the face of the earth again. The problem is, I found the one other stock I was watching pretty closely was FRAN, FRAN, and I actually have game tape of this, and I sent it to someone to look at it and look at my failed attempt at this one. So there's a few things that went wrong with this trade, and I think it's very important to go over. First of all, notice these candles. These are the dailies. It opened here, ran up, and then fell back down. Opened here, ran up, fell back down. Opened here, ran up a titch, and then fell back down. So it has gapped up before, and to be honest, I did not see this on the daily. I was not even focusing on that. I was looking at the price action for the day, and not looking at this kind of gives me a lot of reason of a fifth reason of why I shouldn't have taken or stayed in the trade, I should say. I was definitely taking the trade, but as you can see, this candle coming up to the high break of 9. Originally the high was 913, and it did get through 913, and actually I put my order in, and it actually skipped me, jumped me, and then came back and put me in at 901. The fill is fine, but not how I got in. I should have been in on the initial buy. It ran up 5 or 6 cents, came down 5 or 6 cents, came down 10 cents, and then ran up in my favor about 8 cents. I'm like, oh, this is going to work out really nice. So I was sitting there. This is all on video, and I pressed. I was about to press to put a limit out on one of my shares, or 100 of my shares, probably in like a 10-cent gain, just to get some off the table, reduce my share size because it didn't just launch like I thought it would. And then it pulled back. So it pulled back into the low 90s, 890s, and I was like, okay, I'll give it to the 880s and I'll stop. Came down to the 880s, bounced back up to the 890s, that went down to the 870s, and I was just like watching it. I feel like my head was just not in this trade. And right then and there, when it didn't make that initial move through 9, you can see it here, and complete its move, I should have just bailed. I mean, I was probably down $150 at the time, and I was in the same share size as Kodak, and I would have, the two trades would have kind of evened out, would have been up a little bit, and I would have walked away. But I was like, you know what? Yesterday's trade I missed on WHLM or MNOV for the big move on that. I got out really early and it ran $2. I'm like, well, maybe this thing's going to turn around. Right when I said that, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that, because there's no way this thing is going to turn around now if I'm actually asking it to. When you're asking a stock to move in your favor, it's usually a bad sign. It's usually the stock is against you and you should get out. and move on for the next trade. So as you can see, there's a rug pull. I was in it. I got in at 9:01 and exited at 8:21. Probably my biggest loss in a week or so. 316. So the two, I was down $100. So the 316 on this and 216 on my KODK trade, I was down $100. So I was up 216 to down $100. And I'm like, what is going on? But I kept my cool. I kept my composure. I was like, okay, let's go find another trade. That's all I can do is find another trade. I'm only down $100. No big deal. We'll find something and move on. So I guess what I saw, a couple things. I took a Boeing trade, very minimal here. I think it was like $7. Yeah. There's several times where it was trying to get through this 173 level, and it did eventually get through here pretty good here. But I took this one, and it just seemed very heavy. Bad idea on that one. There was a call made on Blink. I think I did okay on that. Yeah, $47 on Blink. It was a move through 750, I believe. Yeah, and then pulled back here. So I had a nice little move here. Continued up later, up to 780. But I got, I got some shares off there, and that's okay. Let me see what else was there. Let me pause for a sec. Okay, there was Caper. Well, let's see if it's not working here. CAPR. Let's see if that works. Okay, everything changes. It's really slow right now. That was a $55 trade, so that was a nice one. It was a move through this 12 level, and I took most of my shares off. I should just held on, just taken it all off, and just moved on with the day. But you can see now it's down at 951, so it did have a nice die-off period. So I'm glad I got out of that one. That's the type of thing. You take these stocks. Next thing you know, they're down below the dirt. And the other one was the last one was Zoom, right? So Zoom was doing some stuff around 258, and I took the break. Not this break. It didn't actually get through here. I took this break at 258, and actually it was painless for Zoom, which was kind of nice. Didn't take a lot off. I only had 100 shares originally, and got a nice little winner, $47. So I ended up the day with $65. I was up really nice, and I was down, and I got back to even. I never looked back. Once I got back in the green, I didn't go red again, and it's unfortunate, but those trades are going to happen. Actually, my video is going to be used on Thursday. So if you know who I am, it's going to be used for demo purposes. And, I have no problem using it. I mean, I messed up that trade. It was terrible. I mean, you can see the pool here. If you're in this trade and you're long at 9, and these are 9, 850, 8, 750. I mean, it's halted. Actually, the stock halted. I got out before the halt. But some people got damaged on this one, and I wasn't going to go in any bigger than I was, which was good, but just unfortunate the way it played out. I just want to make sure you guys know that I do take trades that fail hard, and this is one of them. I learned from it. I usually play defensive. I did not play too defensive on this one, and I should have. It's one of those ones where I was talking to it, it went against me, etc., etc., and that was a mistake. So this pretty much covers up the day. This is Rich with some price action. You guys have a good one. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment below, and I'll talk to you then.